Hi all, welcome to Dinesh Tech Bytes, developer tip series. Today we are going to see about a tool called FCF, which is a command line fuzzy finder. We can use this tool wherever we want to do some search and select one or more items from a list, or we want to preview one or more items from the list and again select those items based on our preview. Why do we need to use this tool? Because it increases our productivity. I put 10x because we can try to integrate this tool in most of the commands we use on day-to-day basis. Thus, we can increase our productivity. Let's see it in a demo. Let's start with a basic example. If we want to reuse our previously typed command, we will be using the up arrows and down arrows to do that. Better thing we can do is we can do Control R and we can do search for it. For example, let's say I want to go to a directory called tf summarize. I do cd tf summarize. Now, without hyphen, if we do, it will not work because the default reverse search in the history will look for the exact word. Now, if I try to remove it because it failed, if you see, it become a failed reverse in search. Let's say I remove it. If I add hyphen, that time also it's, even though it was in the history, it is not working. It is the behavior of the default reverse in search. Now, let's use the FCF key binding. And if we do the Control R right now, it is giving the fuzzy search. Now let's do the same thing. CD TF summarize. If you see, it is doing the fuzzy search with all the words in the history. TF without the hyphen, it is able to find this TF summarize. All the history that is having, it is able to do it. This is how the FCF will help us to easily search and jump in, reuse the commands that are part of the our history. Okay, now let's take another example where we jump into another directory. Let's do cd and Control T. It is going to list all the directories available. I'm going to put projects tf summarize. It is showing me the project name. So if I do enter, it is giving this for cd. Now enter. I am into this repo. Now let's say I want to open some file and view it. Right? I can do va and fzf. Now FCF is giving the list of files available in this repo. I can navigate to this using up arrows, down arrows, and let's say I choose this example. It will open in the VA. Then after doing our modification, we can close it. Now, let's say I want to preview before even I open it, right? So I can do hyphen preview. What command it should do preview? Say I want to do cat, whatever the file name, I want to cat. I'm giving now. If you see, because it's binary, it is not able to print it. If you see for test tree.go, it is printing, it is again binary. Like this, it will be able to print it. It's a small one. So let's say I increase the height to some 90%. Now you can see much more better view of the files. Yeah. Let's take another use case where we want to jump to another directory. I have an alias. I can show you what is it. It is called godir, go to directory. It is a function which is basically, if you see at high level, it is finding the list of files that is in my home path. And if it is doing fuzzy search on top of it, it is doing preview using a preview selection function. And let's come back to this function, what it is. And if it is directory, it is doing cd. We can do godir. And I can say I want to go to personal tech bytes. If you see here, it is showing preview what are the contents of this directory. And I can say enter, it will go into this directory. I want to go back to some other my personal project. I can do personal tf summarize. Say I want to go into the writer directory, actually, it can go into it. So this is how we can easily jump across directories using FCF. Let's say now we want to jump to a different branch so that I can code. Typically what we will do git branch, then we will like git checkout the branch name, whatever it is, right? Or we will be doing copy paste of the branch name. We can jump like this. But if we use FCF, we can do GCX, which is listing the list of brands available. I choose demo, it switch to demo. Let's say I want to switch to other brands. I do main, it will go to main. Now, if you see what is the GCX, GCX is nothing but again a function which I wrote it, which is basically doing git branch -a all the branches and removing the remotes that are available for the remote branches, and it is sorting it and it is giving to the FZF. And the FZF you can select only one branch, because checkout we can do only one branch checkout. If you don't choose the branch, it will fail, or it will check out to the actual branch. So it's simple, right? Similarly, you can have some function to delete multiple branches. So in this case, git dx, again, my function. If you see here, user can select branches and they can choose to delete the branches. Let's take the next use case where I want to change the Go version that I'm using. Now, if you see which Go, it is basically, this is the Go I am using. Now, if I do Go version, it is printing 1.20.1. Let's see the full path of this which Go, ls-la, which Go. It is nothing but this is pointing to 1.20 bin. So it is version 1.20. Now, if I want to change the version, I have to say 17. I have to remove this symlink and I have to point it to 17/bin/go so that it will be the 17 version in all my terminals. Now, how can we easily do it with FZF? Now, if you see, I have a function called go switch. If we have to do type go switch, if you see, it is doing ls on this user lib and grep for go hyphen, and it is giving to FZF. And we can choose a single version. Once we have chosen a version, it will remove the old symlink and create a new symlink, and it will show selected version of Go. Now let's say Go switch. I choose 18 because it is using sudo. It is asking for a password. Yeah, if you see, the version is 18 and it is changed to 18. And if you see, the symlink will be pointing to 18 now. This is how we can easily integrate FZF in any place where we do search and select one item out of multiple options, where git branches are it, where we have to choose multiple Go version file or anything, we can use it. Also, FZF has been integrated into few tools. For example, let's say we want to change the namespace for the Kubernetes. We can do kubens. That will basically list the namespace that are available. If we choose default, it will change it to default. Similarly, you can choose easily different namespace, and the kubens will change it. Because we have FZF, kubens is giving this interactive option, or else it will print the list of namespaces. We have to copy, paste, and type it. Similarly, let's say we have some Docker container running. Now you want to exec. How will you do? Docker exec -it. You have to copy all this container ID, and you have to do bash or sh. This is how you will be exec into the container. Now you can do Docker exec. It will print the list of containers available. You choose which one you want to do. It will enter into it. Now if you see what is this Docker exec, we have to do type Docker exec. Again, it is a function which is doing Docker PS. I mean, we have to
remove the line which is having container and do FZF. Yeah, and we will do Docker exec for the list. The use case shortlisting using the FZF. So this is how we can easily integrate FZF in any place we want. Let me quickly show you. Yeah, this is the famous repo FZF. If you see there are like more stars, you will be able to find the instruction to easily install it. It's pretty straightforward. I have a blog also on how I am using FZF. For every 5 minutes of my programming life, you can see how to install and configure some of the functions that I showed. You can see it here. A few use cases, how it is. FZF is very productive for us. And I have pushed all my scripts, for example, the Docker exec or whether it is Go.dir. You can go and view in my dineshba.files repo. Yeah, this Go.dir is inspired from my ex-colleague Ashwin Karthik. And similarly, the Docker few commands are inspired from my colleague called Ashok Gautam. Thanks to them, from there I was able to inspire and extend for my use case like a Go switch, the GCX where we have to switch branches and things like that. Thank you. Comment if you are using FCF in a different productive way. Like this video if you learned something from this video. Please subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.